Morning everyone. I'm here this morning at the Mintlaw Hub. I think like all of you, life is very different for all of us at the minute. I'm here at the Mintlaw Primary School Hub, which is where the key worker children from the Mintlaw cluster are coming during the day in order to allow their parents to get out to work. It's now 7 weeks since Mintlaw Academy closed. Back on Friday the 20th of March, and who could possibly have imagined back then how the next 7 weeks would go. What I would say is that the one thing that is absolutely crucial at the minute is that all of you are keeping well, and I would like to take this opportunity to wish yourselves and your families all the very best. One thing that certainly has become really obvious over the past 7 weeks is that health, both physical and mental health, is absolutely crucial, and I genuinely hope that all of you and your families are managing to keep healthy. Really the reason for me talking to you all this morning is primarily because today is the change of our timetable. As you know, had we been in school as planned, that would have happened a little bit later, but really in order to try and make sure that everybody gets the most out of the next few weeks, because it's very likely that learning, as we're beginning to recognise it, is going to go on for the next number of weeks. We've decided to change the timetable from today so that all of you, particularly our senior pupils, can get started, can focus and make sure that you use the next few weeks to their full advantage. The one thing that we're all aware of at the minute is that absolutely everybody is in the same boat. So schools across the UK and globally, they're all closed, or many of them are closed. Some are beginning now to open. So lots of closures, and certainly school closures across the UK. So from that point of view, you guys are in the same position as absolutely everybody else. The thing is that what you need to do, all of you, new S2 up to new S6, but I would stress again, primarily our seniors, need to make sure that you are using the time available and you are maximising it as far as you can. You'll know that a couple of weeks back we took the decision to share with you that we were looking at particular numbers of hours a day as what would be the norm, and I would stress again that exactly is what staff would hope that you're all working to. Our new S2 and S3 pupils, you guys should be looking very much to focus and to engage with the online learning set to you by staff for 3 hours a day. Our new S4, S5 and S6 starting today, as the guidelines that we put out a couple of weeks back. I would be hoping, and certainly staff would be hoping, that you would be looking to work for 4 hours per day. As I said in my email when I shared these timings with you, obviously those of you that want to do more, that's absolutely fine, but it is really important that you balance curricular work with other activities, getting out, doing exercise. So 3 hours, second and third year, 4 hours, fourth, fifth and sixth is certainly what we are looking at. I would have to say, folks, that staff have been really impressed by the engagement that you've shown thus far. We're very, very pleased. We've been tracking year groups, smaller groups to see what engagement is like across the curriculum. We're really pleased with that. Some of you have maybe struggled a little bit more, and certainly staff have looked to support that, and we will be looking with the change of timetable, if anything, more carefully at times that you're all spending online, and I would urge you to make sure that you are doing what you need to. Can I stress, as I've said in various text messages and emails over the past few weeks, if you do have an issue, if you do have a concern, either with the work, with the amount of work, with deadlines, with your hardware, please make sure that you get in touch with your guidance staff and let somebody know about that. If on that note I can take just a couple of minutes, please, just to remind you about the various communication forms that you've got, because there are lots and lots of ways that you can get in touch with staff at the school. I'm sure that you are aware of this, but just to, as we're starting today, new timetable, just to actually make sure that everyone is clear. Guidance staff, as I say, in most cases will be the first member of staff that you will talk to. through your teams, and they've been set up for the new timetable. Teaching staff are on board to help you with queries that you might have there. The website is a huge source of information for you. Mrs. Noble is putting each week new information on there. If any of you have not yet seen it, there is a special tab created over the last couple of months, COVID-19, and each week new materials are placed on there to support your learning, as well as any kind of information that more generally we need to share with you. So the website, really important that you have a look and you keep up to date with that. Twitter also, you will be aware, is a key form of communication that we have available for you. There's the school Twitter feed, lots of information on there. Every faculty has their own Twitter feeds, and there are a number of more broad Twitter feeds, like we have the family learning page, lots and lots of information on there. Lots of pictures. You'll see some of the things that some of your peers have been getting up to, some of the work that's actually been done. Can I urge you, please, if you haven't done so yet, to please make use of Twitter as well as the website. We put out a parental and a pupil survey over the past couple of weeks, and first of all, can I thank everyone for the numbers of responses. We're really delighted with the numbers of parental responses we got back, and we're also particularly pleased about the number of pupil responses that were returned to us. A couple of points I want to make about about those two surveys, and if I can take the parental survey first of all. So many positive comments on there. Those have been shared with staff now, and can I thank parents particularly for the really lovely messages of thanks that we've had in support of the work that has been posted online for our young people. A number of you said that you were a bit concerned about Twitter and the fact that you are not yourself members of Twitter, and you're not entirely sure about how to get up and running with Twitter. As I just said, obviously that is one of the key forms of communication that we're using at the school. So first of all, you can you can access all the Twitter pages without actually being a member of Twitter. You can see what is there. Just Google Mintla Academy Twitter and on you go, and you'll get the links to the other pages. However, we have now uploaded onto our website a short, really simple guide on how to actually get involved with Twitter. And if you do want to engage and be able to actually note likes or whatever, there are instructions on the website for that. But thank you very much to parents for their responses there. Pupils, also again, really pleased with the number of responses we got, and I have to say that the responses from the pupils, from you guys, have been almost universally positive. You are finding the work now, maybe less at the start when folk were feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the amount, but you're feeling now that we're getting the amount right. You're feeling in the main that the work is actually pitched at the right level, so really heartening to hear that from all of you. Just in closing, a couple of things that I want to highlight about what's been going on at the school and things that are actually coming up over the next couple of weeks. First of all, you'll be entirely aware that all staff have been involved, working really hard. Staff are working normal school days and in many cases beyond, supporting you with your learning. But we've had a number of our staff have hit the press in terms of the broader picture of supporting the really challenging times that we find ourselves in. Many of you will be aware that Mrs. Robertson has become, I don't know about internationally, but certainly nationally famous in terms of creating pictures of schools, which have been issued out across Scotland and beyond. And I think now she has completed 70 pictures of schools that have gone to primaries and to secondary schools for youngsters that are missing their schools. So she was in the media a couple of weeks ago about that. Mr. Reid, guidance teacher, has also hit the local press. And he, if you don't know, he has been holding regular weekly gigs out of his garage. And again, I think that's actually been a really excellent form of entertainment for lots of folk. No doubt, certainly many of our staff, no doubt many of you have actually seen some of those as well. More recently, Mr. Hind and our technology faculty have been involved in the production of visors. These have gone out into the local community. Folk are really appreciative of that, because you'll be aware from media attention that these items of PPE have been very difficult to come by, so they've gone out into the community and they're continuing to produce those. We actually have set up a Just Giving page. Folk already have given very generously, but really keen for contributions to that, because that will support increased production of those visors. Looking forward, next week we're hoping to have a health week at the school. It would have been our health week had we all been here at Mintlaw Academy as normal. I'm going to carry on. Miss Howie in the Health and Wellbeing group have done a lot of work to try and make sure that we can have a virtual health week that won't be exactly the same that we'll actually have, but we'll have a number of parallels with the health week that we would have had we had it back in school. So again, I would urge you to keep an eye on Twitter, look at the Health and Wellbeing page, and whilst it's not at the expense of getting up and going with your new timetables, because that will purely be week 2, really important that that is a priority for you, but also really important that you engage with health and wellbeing, certainly next week, but also looking forward. For just before the end of term, we're also hoping to hold a virtual senior awards event provisionally on the 11th of June. I know that lots of our seniors were really disappointed having to leave school so abruptly back on Friday the 20th. Hopefully this awards evening, more information will come out about that later, will go some way towards actually allowing us and you guys to celebrate your time here at the school. That's it for me. All the very best with your new timetables this morning. Any issues, guidance staff are today, tomorrow and Wednesday prioritising issues around about the new timetable, so please get in touch if you need to query anything. But in the meantime, on behalf of all of the staff at Mintlaw Academy, take care, stay safe.